Hello everyone, myself Babita Soni. This is my training project regarding to seismic design and this is project assignment for Skyfi Labs online courses. Here there is a description about myself and my college. I am from Stani Memorial College of Engineering and Technology, Phagi, Jaipur. In this video we talk about seismic loads which are due to earthquake waves. And in this video we can see defining an analysis of seismic loads, seismic analysis by response spectrum method, seismic analysis by time history method. So first we study about seismic resistance building. Seismic resistance building are that type of building which are designed for resisting the earthquake waves, and the need of seismic resistant building are to control and reduce the extent of damage and durability. So the question is arise that what is earthquake? Shaking of earth due to energy release from the earth crust is known as earthquake. That means when the energy released from the earth crust, then the earth start vibrating or shaking. That is known as earthquake. Now next question is arise that how we can measure the magnitude of earthquake and what is the meaning of magnitude. The meaning of magnitude is represent the amount of energy released into the earth crust is known as magnitude. That means the amount which is released from the earth crust, it is known as magnitude, and it is measured by Richter scale. In seismic analysis we calculate the response of the structure to earthquake. Now open the drawing of a building which you have drawn. After that first unlock the drawing, for which there is a lock symbol which is indicated by red arrow. When you click on that, then your drawing should unlock. After that click on define menu, then click on load patterns and write load seismic, type seismic and auto lateral load to IS 1893200, because we have only two loads, that load and live load, so we have to add another load which is seismic load. Then after click on add new load. You have seen that the new load of seismic is added. Now click on that load. After that click on modify lateral load. Now a window is open. Now change the property according to your condition of area. I should take Bangalore condition for it. You can see that Bangalore is come under zone 2, which is indicated by a black circle and it is blue in color. So as you see that zone 2 is blue color, and for zone 2 the zone factor is given in table number 2, clause number 6.4.2 in IS code 1893 part 4, and the seismic intensity for zone 2 is 0.1. Now the soil type is medium soil, and we also require importance factor which is given in IS 1893 part 4, table number 6, clause number 6.4.2, and importance factor is 1 because I refer all other buildings. After that we have also need of response reduction factor which is given in IS 1893 2002, table number 7, clause number 6.4.2, and our building is ordinary RC moment resistance frame, so we take response reduction factor as 3. and in direction you have to choose X and Y direction. Then click on OK. As you see that we define all the properties according to our condition, then click on OK. Now click on define menu, then click on load combinations. There are some default load combinations are given. So now click on add default design combinations combos, then click on concrete frame design, then click on OK, then again OK. After that you have to start analyze your structure. So for that click on design menu, then click on set load cases to run. When we are doing seismic analysis, then we does not have any need of wind load. So change the wind action from run to do not run by selecting wind load, then simply clicking on run to do not run cases. Then you can see that it is changed to do not run. After that click on run now. As you can see, the software gives us a display structure of our building. You can also check the forces and stresses on your structure by clicking on display menu, then click on force stress diagram, then click on cell stresses and forces. You can simply see shear forces and bending moment on your building structure. After that, for checks you have to first click on design menu, then click on concrete frame design, then click on start design check. You have seen that there are 16 members are failed. So because I use auto select property, so that's why when I click to yes, software automatically change the section of column and beam to higher section. If is any member is failed again, then I repeat this process. And if your member are not safe up to a higher section, then you have to redesign it, or you may increase the sections. Now you can see our all members are passed in design check, and and, and you can see that reinforcement detailing are shown in your structure. Now you can see your reinforcement detailing by simply clicking on any member, and it gives you the detailing of that member. Now our second topic is seismic analysis by response spectrum method. We first talk about needs for response spectrum method. First, the time history data not available. Second, determine the peak seismic response of a building. Third, find accurate result for structural design applications. That means when time history data is not available and we have to find peak seismic response, and it is also gives us a accurate result, then we can use response spectrum method. Determination of response spectrum. Response spectrum is determined by time or frequency domain analysis. Then for a given time period, maximum response is picked. Now we have do again the same process as we done later. First unlock your drawing by clicking on lock menu, which is indicated by right arrow. When you click on it, then your drawing is unlocked. After that click on define menu, then click on load pattern for just checking that seismic load is added or not. If it is not added, then add it as I define you later. After that Click on seismic load, then click on modify lateral load and check whether all the properties are set according to our area condition or not. Then click on OK. After that we have to define our response spectrum. So for that, click on define menu, then click on function, then click on response spectrum. After that, choose function type to IS 1893 2002, then click on add new function. Then a window is open in which you have to change function name to response spectrum from the drop down list and change the seismic zone factor 0.1 as it is given in the IS code 1893 and which I show you later. And after that, click on OK. You have seen that our function is defined. Now click on OK. Next, go to define menu, then click on load cases, then click on add new case. In this we have doing response spectrum analysis, that's why we have to add it. So change load case name to response spectrum, load case type to response spectrum, and then click to add. Change load type to acceleration and function to response spectrum from drop down list, and we have a formula for calculate scalar factor. To calculate scalar factor is equal to I into G divided by 2R. I refers to importance factor, R equals to response reduction factor, and G is equal to acceleration due to gravity. When we calculate it, then it gives 1633.5. So we put this value in scalar factor and we again add a new load applied, because in first I will say you that in x and y direction loads are applied. So same do same, change the load type to acceleration, function to response spectrum, and scalar factor 1663.5. Then click on OK. After that you have seen that load cases are added. Then click on OK. After that we have to analyze our structure, that after applying the response spectrum on our building, what should be its results. So click on analyze menu, then click on set load cases to run. After that you have to change dead and live load actions to from run to do not run, because we doesn't have any need of dead load and live load in response spectrum method. So change them from run to do not run, then click on run now. As you can see, our software gives us a reflect structure. Now click on display menu, then click on forces stress diagram and click on shell stresses and forces. From this you can see the stresses and forces on your building structure like shear force and bending moment. After that you have to check your structure and you have to do your structure analysis. Then click on display menu, then click on concrete frame design, then click on start design check. You have been seen there are 16 members which are failed. So because I use auto select property, that's why when I click to yes, software automatically changes the section of column and beam to a higher section, and I repeat it the process when my structure is not safe. After that you have been seen that reinforcement are defined in my structure, so I get detailing of it by simply clicking on any member of my structure and it gives me the detailing of that member. Now Our third topic is seismic analysis by time history analysis. First, the need for time history analysis. Better understanding of structural response for given time history data of earthquake, necessary for base isolation or energy dissipation type buildings. When the ground motion record are non-linear, determine the seismic response of buildings subjected to dynamic load. Now we have to again repeat the same process as we done later. First we have to unlock our drawing. So simply click on lock menu, which is indicated by right arrow, red arrow, and when you click on it, then your drawing is unlocked. After that, click on define menu, then click on load patterns, just for checking that your seismic load is added or not. If it is not added, then add it. And I defined it later how to add a seismic load. So then click on seismic load, then click on modify lateral load. Now you only select x direction, not y, because in time history analysis we consider seismic waves are act only in x direction, but in response spectrum we consider seismic waves are act in x and y direction. That's why we take x and y direction in response spectrum. And in time history we only consider that seismic waves are act in x direction. So we will take only x direction and check another properties which are set according to our IS codes, our condition, which is Bangalore or not. Then click on OK. Then again click on OK. After that you have to define the history, time history. So for that click on define menu, then click on function, then click on time history. Then a window is open in which choose function type to time history, and then add new function. Now in this you have to add a file of time history data of India in browser and change the history function name to time history, and then click on OK. Now you can see the time history function is added. Now click on OK. Now click on define menu, then click on load cases. When we are doing time history analysis, that we have does not any need of response spectrum. So first we have to delete it. Then click on response spectrum, then click on delete cases. Then you can see that our response spectrum is deleted. Now click on add new load, then change load case name to time history and change load case type to time history from the drop down list. Then click on add and change load type to acceleration and function to time history, and scalar factor is 1663.5, which I define you later. And we only add the single load applied because we consider that seismic waves are act only in x direction, so we only applied loads are 1. Then click on OK. After that we have to analyze our structure, so click on analyze menu, then click on set load cases to run. After that change the dead load and live load actions from run to do not run, as I told you later, as we have done in the response spectrum method. Same we have to done here. Then click on run now. Now you can see that our software gives us a display structure of our building. Now you have to click on display menu and force stresses diagram, and then shell stresses force, from which you can see the stresses and forces on your structure, like shear force and bending moment. After that, you can see that first we have to go on define menu, then concrete frame design, then start design check, then our software start checking our structure, and it gives us the reinforcement value, and by verify analysis check, we can check that our all members are passed or not. As you can see, all concrete frame pass the design check. Now, as I told you later, then when we simply click on any member, it gives us a reinforced detailing of that member. There is one more option in our ETAP software, that is we can make a summary report by clicking on reports, then double click on project report, then again double click on summary report, then a summary report of your project is produced, and in which loads, load pattern, load cases, analysis results, structure results, story result, model result, all are given, but we should not print it. So this is the whole process of defining seismic loads, analyzes it, and analyzes seismic load by response spectrum and by time history analysis. Thank you for watching this video.